Ah, not quite. Not quite dead yet. So anyways, dead in 5 seconds would be kind of accurate if you kind of just decided to throw your concentration off. Hey, what the... I don't know how the hell he got over here, but whatever. Takes care of him, but it kind of rinses me at the same time. Anyway, since my internet's being a bit foggy at the moment, I figured I might as well do this. Plus, I'm kind of a bit nocturnal at the moment, so my upload times are going to be a bit weird for the next week, assuming I'm even able to upload. Because it was around about this time last month that my internet was being Fargo, and then I just sort of lost all speed after having used up the downloads for the month. So I'm fully expecting to have used them all up again this month, because I did commit just about 1/5 of them to the Doom beta. Which, by the way, I will not be talking about in this video or anything to do with this LP. If I do decide to talk about it, I will be discussing it in a separate thought dump video. Anyways, this maze is entirely optional, but as you can see, it is relevant to my interests because of the second of the 3 developer balls. And you need the asbestos armor in order to get through these fire shooters, plus to ensure you don't take too much damage from that stupid thing. This is a ballista craft. It is pretty much like the patrol robot, except it's on steroids. And it's also immortal. You cannot destroy it by any means. Even with this firebomb here that's kind of sitting in here. Which I'm not going to be picking up. Because it's actually kind of not that great. I mean, it's good for the robots, but you kind of want to be a bit more precise, and you want to have as much ammo as you can, because it's usually just one shot to kill the patrol robots. So anyways, dog mode, once again, is relevant to my interests, because I want to get through here, deal with this, show this extra life off. No reason to do so, but it's just sort of there, so I figured I might as well pick it up. And then, once I've gotten out of this stupid maze, thankfully it is optional, as I said earlier, but once we get over to this other side, you'll know why I have it, because unfortunately the dog mode is not good to get rid of the this patrol robots, but you will need it in order to get through here without taking any damage. Now, I believe what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly rush over here, bark blast those 2 high guards. Once again, can't do anything to the patrol robots unless I sort of like get them to attack each other, like if I get one to attack the other, but that's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to wait for this to wear off, and so that I can just use my bazooka and rinse these idiots. Okay, so here with this, there's a couple of push columns there. You can push the both of them, but you want to get the gold key first, because if you push both of them before getting the gold key, it blocks your access to the gold key and makes this level unwinnable. So you don't want to be doing that. Plus there's these 3 walls here. What you want to do is you want to approach it very similarly to like the strength puzzles in Pokemon games. You just want to push the ones to the side and then push the middle one to one side. I guess the Bark Blast destroyed all the life items in this room. There was a 4 set of 25ers, so it was the equivalent of 1 life. What have I got from here? Not a whole lot of stuff. In one of my practice runs I got 2 heat seekers, which was always nice. But for the most part, you're going to be running into high guards in this level, as well as the aforementioned robots, including Ballista Craft. You generally just want to avoid the Ballista Craft on account of the fact that they are immortal. They're not immortal in the remake though, but they do still take a shitload of fire to get rid of, which makes them very annoying regardless of what version of the game that you're playing. Had to just keep my mouth shut for a bit so you could listen to this really, really stupid song. It got a pretty beastly looking upgrade in the remake though. I believe it's actually the music that plays in the first boss fight. It's called Workday, and I believe it's one of very few amount of tracks on this game that was actually made by Bobby Prince. Again, if we're going back to discuss the Excalibur track from the second level of the game, I believe that, yeah, Excalibur and this one I believe are the only 2 that Bobby Prince made. I think he might have made a couple of others, I can't remember for the life of me. Actually, no, he did make that dog song Like, there's the track that plays when you beat the level in dog mode. I think he made that as well. So, on top of that, the next level, which we'll be doing, because you're getting 2 levels today, because this is a reasonably short level. The other one is actually one of a very few amounts of musical pieces in this game that's actually not original to this game. Also, I've been pretty lucky with the elevators here. But yeah, I'll talk about that when I actually get to the next level. In the meantime, we have this really stupid puzzle, which I can actually get through because I have the God mode active. So you want to push it 5 times across here, then you want to go around here and push it around here, and then you want to go around here and then push it again, which gets you access to this room over here, which nets you a 3-up and an Excalibur, which once again is useless because you're in a very tight hallway type of level. Now that that's out of the way, thank you for no elevator music. If I am quick enough, I should be able to use the last of this God mode to get rid of the robots in here, and unfortunately I was not. Not that it's that big of a deal, because there's only 3 robots in here, and I've just got rid of them all. Now, do I get a heat seeker? I get 2 of them. Okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that one's dead in 5 seconds. Reasonably short, kind of enjoyable level. It's actually not too bad. Although part of it is really pointless. I think you only really need the gold key to get out of here, so you can finish this level in like a minute or something like that if you're really quick. If you wanted to do a speed run of this, I don't think I've seen much in the way of speed runs for this game, but who knows? They might be there. The fact that the remake exists may have coerced players to give the original a crack. Anyways, here we have a strike team, and here we have a couple of these. So I'm going to let you kind of just go ham. So that you can just sort of do that. And then, now that your usefulness has ended, I'm just going to get rid of you like that. Okay, so this is the piece of music that I was referring to just a bit earlier. In this game it's called Adagio for Strings, and in the remake I believe it's actually called Adagio for Strings and Organ. But it is not original to this game. It's basically just a remix of an old classical piece of, I think it's Italian music or something like that, but it's very effective actually, and it's one of the very few soundtracks that didn't actually get like a rock opera sort of remix in the remake. Most of the other ones got turned into some like epic rock pieces and whatnot. So anyways, gonna get crushed by this, not that it matters because I have dog mode, and I wanted to rush through this area so that I could get the gold key, get that out of the way, and then I can go back into this area over here that requires dog mode. I'll talk about those other rooms a bit later. But this is actually one of the reasons that this soundtrack shits all over the Doom one. The Doom one can be considered iconic, and it obviously is. I mean, it's Doom for the love of tea and biscuits. It's just most of the tracks from that soundtrack were just pretty much ripped from popular rock songs from that time period. I think stuff like Pantera, Iron Maiden, I think had a bit in there or some shit like that. Point is, it wasn't particularly original. When you have Lee Jackson doing the score for this game, you're going to get some kind of masterpiece, because he's kind of a legend when it comes to making video game soundtracks. If you don't know who Lee Jackson is, basically he's the one you get to thank for the Duke Nukem theme. Simply put, like, I just have to say Duke Nukem theme creator, and that's it. Everybody realizes, oh shit, this guy's awesome. But yeah, he created a lot of the pieces in this level. The music from the previous level obviously being one of those exceptions. Once again, no elevator music, which I'm thankful for. That, and no frickin' bazooka, which again I'm thankful for. Anyways, we looked into one of those little, this area you could actually have a peek in at the start of the level. It was like directly in front of us behind those graded little arch sections. There's only a bunch of life items in there, and I think there's a missile weapon, but there is a ballista craft there, plus there's a whole bunch of fiery walls. So I'm not going to explore that, at least not yet. I am instead going to rinse these enemies, assuming that the Heat Seeker is intelligent enough to hit the enemies and not the fucking torches. But anyways, grabbing the God mode here, so that we can go and have a look in there. It's really only to get the life items, because there's 150 of them. And that should net me 2 lives of the amount of life item points that I currently have. I guess I lost a couple of them, which is unfortunate, but whatever, I'm not overly fussed about it. Probably got rid of them with dog mode. This is the other reason I want the God mode, is so I can get through here and just sort of let the wall pass through me cheaply, because they can't kill me or anything like that. It's a cheap ass way, but it gets this area out of the way quickly because it's really kind of pointless. There's not much that's interesting in here, it's just a whole bunch of life items. That's about it. So anyways, once we move back in this sort of direction, doing the cheat method, of course. That's always great. Now, do we have... I mean, what kind of weapon do I have? I've used... Okay, I think I dropped this or something. Oh, wait, no, I left it here. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Just a random turret that does not trigger. As long as you're walking around the outside of the area, you should be right. There are a couple of bonus barrels, though, so I might have a look and see if there's anything useful in those. Evidently that is not the case. Not that it matters, because I can just use this to get rid of a handful of the enemies in here, and if I really want to, I can just pick this bazooka up. I don't think it's entirely necessary though, so I will just leave it be. And that's another really interesting thing about the random enemies here, because in one of my earlier practice runs, I actually didn't find a single enemy in this section. And when you hit this switch, it just pushes all these walls out of the way. That door across from those spin blades requires a silver key, and it leads to the exit. So we need to go and get the silver key. Also, you just sort of didn't get much of an opportunity to use that, did ya? Okay. Damn. Poor execution there. I like how these guys are just sort of sliding off of the spin blades. Obviously they wouldn't take any damage, because if I can stand on them, they should be able to stand on them too. Now, did you have any bazookas? No, you didn't. Okay, so I'll hang on to that for a little bit. And in this area, I can just sort of rinse the enemies in here, assuming that they're not robots. So I might have to swap my artillery around here. I'm going to try to look and see if there's any more, like, something like that. And I don't even have to go get the bazooka yet, because I can just do that. Wait, did the movement of that... That's kind of interesting, because the patrol robot moved around and it seemed to have actually hurt that lightning guy. I didn't expect that, in all honesty. It's kind of weird. Oh well. Anyways, easiest of the 3 touch plates here that you have to trigger, because there's just a couple of turrets, and you can just ignore them, because they will never ever actually start shooting at you, because you're not in their actual, like, you're not directly in front of them, you're just slightly to the side of them, so it's like you don't need to give too much of a shit. Anyways, the Elastimo might be a bit of an issue here. That just depends on if there's any lightning guards here that have bazookas, because then I can't really aim well, and then they'll probably freaking hit me or some shit. I'm counting on them hitting me. Thankfully though, we managed to get through that part, but now I've got to deal with this stupid shit. Thankfully that is just a low guard, so I don't actually have to worry too much about getting shot, because it's a freaking low guard. Now I think over here was like a bonus barrel. If I can... Jeez. And all I got was a 1-point life item. Lovely. Now if we can actually switch off for a moment. There we go. Now, in all of my practice runs, I never actually stood on that touch plate, so I want to check something. I push that, and when you stand on that touch plate, it doesn't actually, like, give you a message to say touch plate triggered or anything like that. So I want to see something. Okay, well that's the one for the room that's over here. Let me actually hit this first. Jeez. Random lag. Random lag. Where's this lag coming from? Game? Game? You are not giving me lag right when I'm about to finish this segment. Yeah. I'm guessing that the column just sort of pushed the touch plate for me. Unless the column was like acting as, like, if you push that column it also pushes the other column or something stupid like that, but I'll take it. It means that I don't have to actually stand on that and waste another maybe half a second or some shit. Anyways, if we go in here, random strike team, and there's an open patrol there, so I don't have to worry too much about getting a bazooka shoved in my ass as soon as I get through this trap. Cool. And the position of these enemies as well is actually kind of weird. In some of the other practice runs, they've spawned inside this area where you can't even access because this archway is the exit of the level, as you can quite clearly see. But yeah, I guess it's a thing with the random monster generation thing, because I thought that the monster placement or like the enemy placement was set in stone, but then like if you found an enemy in a certain spot, it could be anywhere from like a low guard to a Triad enforcer, but it seems as though it's a little bit more elaborate than that, which I guess is kind of interesting. Speaking of enforcers, we're probably going to deal with more of those bastards in this level, which we will be doing next time. Also, reason I didn't have any hats here is because it's already a holiday here to begin with. It's Anzac Day, so there you go. Next time we will be doing the Angry Quilt and finding out why it's called the Angry Quilt.